we're back at it again. And at it, I mean, I'm working on the wife's Wrangler again. This time, not anything sent to me. This is something I bought off of Facebook Marketplace. So she has a sport, so the radio here is nothing special. So I found on Facebook Marketplace one of the touchscreen radio style. It does have an issue with this little button dial. It's missing the middle piece, but that's the least of our worries right now. That's an easy replacement. I just don't have one right now. But we're gonna go ahead and swap it out. And of course, I chose the windiest day to do so, with the least well-lit vehicle. So this is gonna be a hoot. So the thing I gotta start with is taking off this bezel around, because the radio, while it looks like it's two pieces here, it is not at all. Let's see if I can get some more light in here. There we go. So this is not two pieces. It is actually one full piece. Let me get my tools and I will take those out. Let's see if I can figure out how I can hang this camera to time lapse it. Got those 3 screws removed that I can get to easily. Now let's just get in here, pop out this panel, which shouldn't be hard. It's just doing it with one hand is stupid. And yeah, do it with 2 hands. This is a lot easier with 2 hands. So, just, you know, for reference. There we go. Pop that out. There we go. Alright, so then on this back side here, okay, so back here, there's the harness here. And that harness has a little piece on it. We need to push, or rather, pull this tab up so that it's in the unlock, and then you squeeze it, and in doing so, we'll release this piece. I do need to put the camera down to do this. I do not have the ability to hold the camera and this at the same time, so please hold. So there's that. The piece here that you need to squeeze is back in this area here. Let's see, lights, there we go. It's not much light, but is back here behind it. So that's what we need to do that to get to that 7mm bolt right there. So let me take that out, and then I can show you taking out the dash. Alright, so with that bolt out, we can go ahead and remove the pieces here. Some people say you need to remove these vents. I do not believe that is actually the case. I believe it should just come out of them, but we will see. And it's really just pull, pull. As you can see, everything will just kind of come up all at once. Then this side, pull here. And then you may want to drop down the steering wheel so that you have a little bit more clearance. And then it's kind of just lift up, pull back, and up and out you go. Granted, again, this is a much easier thing to do when you're doing it with both hands and not just one. So I'm gonna put the camera down and I'll show you what it looks like when it's out. Let me flip the lights on, because yeah, anyway, so we've got 4 7mm bolts here for the radio, and this vehicle does have Sirius XM installed. It is active, so I'll have to go into their app and cancel it and re-enable this one, and it's a whole thing. But one thing that you'll note is that I have a number that's on top of this. That number, being that this is a touchscreen, corresponds to the anti-theft code, which you can, or are supposed to be able to get from the radio before it's being removed from the vehicle. Now, the issue is that if the previous owner of a radio like this did not get that code, you might end up being kind of screwed. However, if you can get the VIN number, or rather the last 8 of the VIN number for the vehicle that the radio came from, and the serial number, you can typically call your local dealership, or you may have to go to it. Mine was luckily nice enough that they could do it over the phone. Granted, I'm all of like 5 miles away. And I had to talk to the parts department. Gave them the serial number and of the radio and the VIN number of the vehicle, and they gave me the 4 digits that should be what I need to unlock it so that it doesn't see it as stolen. Because if it sees it as stolen, it will just not work. You can't use it, doesn't help. So anyway, make sure you get that code if you are going and doing this same kind of process. Alright, back to uninstalling. So 7mm. I'm not going to bore you by removing 7mm bolts because I'm doing it by hand with a ratchet, because I didn't want to go find my adapters to be able to use this socket. And anyway, we're going to get those out and then should just pull out. So I've got those 4 removed, and it should just be as easy as taking here, kind of grabbing a hold, pulling, slightly. I wouldn't do it aggressively, but just kind of wiggle it out, because there are some metal pieces that hold it in on the top and bottom. Then it should be as simple as coming back here and removing the 1, 2, 3 plugs. The brown one is the XM radio antenna. The white and red one is the regular antenna. And this is going to be all your other pieces. So let's get this pulled out of here, and then I will put the other one in by connecting these back into the same positions that they're in on the other one. Alright, so for reference, because now that my fingers hurt, there are, on these bigger ones that have wires going into them, there are tabs on the bottom of each one to push those in. And then as for the antennas, you're not pushing in down here. You're going to push in up here on this inside piece here to release it. So around that location. That should release them, and then you should be able to pull them out without much of a problem. Now it's, in essence, take that and do it in reverse. So I'm going to take my little notepad tabby thing there. I'm going to take this radio and I'm going to connect the wires in reverse. So they're still color coded. That one's going to be my plug that is there. The middle one is going to be this little one. As for what this one over here is, I'm not 100% sure, and it looks like there's a close-up panel on this one. It may support a backup camera, I'm not sure, and that could be what that's for. So let me go ahead and get this in here, and then we will go ahead and take a look at it, because I'm going to make sure it works before I put everything back together. Alright, I'll be right back with you. As I said, the big one's going to go right where the previous one was. The little one's going to go right where the little one is. And then we're going to go like this one on here, which hopefully you can see. If not, I'll show you what it looks like after the fact, but I can only do so much with such little camera room. And these do go on in a specific manner. So it's like a Y plug, so it looks like these go upside down from what they did previously, which means you have to kind of finagle them into place. antenna one is very stiff. So, that one's okay. They are all connected, and now I'm going to slide it back into the tray here. So, doing so will be just a reverse process of the old one, and kind of have to line it up back here with those notches, and this is probably going to create a squeaky noise that no one wants to hear. Oh, it didn't. I was surprised. Alright, so it's back in, and now what I'm going to do is we have power to it. I'm going to need to get the key out of the cup holder, which has coffee on top of it. There we go. Alright, we're gonna... and we have radio. Alright, here's the security screen. Alright, no one wanted to hear that. Ding, ding, ding. Alright, security screen. So, serial number, according to what I was given, is, in my case, 2679. 2679. Go! Hey, look at there. We look like we have radio, which means satellite radio. However, I do have to activate it. That'll do after the video. That's not anything that should concern anybody. Anyway, other things that I needed to check was we have FM radio, and I will probably have to mute the music that does come on. Okay, so it does have radio. It's just crappy, probably because we're under a carport. That makes sense. But what I need to check now is, do my buttons on the steering wheel work? Volume works. We have switching between things. And we have seeking. So, all of my buttons still work just how they did before. And I just need to reset up SiriusXM. So, let's go ahead, we'll turn off the vehicle, open the door, and now I just have to do everything I've done in reverse. In my case, a $50 marketplace find, and my wife gets a touchscreen radio, and it's got everything that she had before, and it's a lot easier for her to see and use than her previous radio. I think that's a win. Alright, well, thanks for watching. Hopefully it's helpful. I know it's not really a install-uninstall video, but it shows you what you can do, even with takeoff parts from other people. As long as you have the right details. So, alright, I'll see you in the next one.